Hey, it's Rad Celebrity Hairstylist here, your host of the Hairstylist Empowerment Podcast. So, welcome to today's episode. And I'm so excited to dive into this topic that I think most of us can relate to, whether we realize it or not. Today, we're talking about hairstylists, but not just as artists who tame our unruly locks and transform our look. No. Today, we're talking about hairstylists as unsung therapists of our lives. So if you're watching live, put live in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, write replay in the comments. Feel free to interact and comment as we are live. And I love to celebrate you. So let's dive into today's topic. But before we begin, how many listening feel like they are a therapist for their clients, or you're a hairstylist or a beauty pro is yours? So think about it for a moment. How many times have you found yourself spilling your secrets, your heartbreaks, or even your wildest dreams to the person standing behind the chair with scissors in hand? It's such a unique and intimate dynamic. And it got me wondering, why do we trust hairstylists with secrets that we wouldn't even share with our closest friends? What is it about that chair that becomes a safe space for so many? Before we dive in, let's paint you a quick picture. Imagine this. It's a rainy Friday afternoon, and you've had a week, where nothing seemed to go right. Your hairstylist greets you with a warm smile, asks you about your day, and before you know it, you're pouring out the story of the fight you had with your partner or that big decision looming over what you had at work. By the time you leave the salon, you're not just looking fabulous, you feel lighter. You've left a piece of your stress behind in that chair. Sound familiar? So if you ever had that experience, this episode is for you. We're going to explore why this happens, how it impacts stylists, and what it says about our universal need for connection. So if you're just joining us right now on today's show, it's called Hairstylist, the Unsung Therapist. Feel free to interact, comment as we are live. So I'd love to celebrate you. So just feel free to say hi in the comments. So let's kind of dive in and let's start off by talking about the bond between a stylist and a client. Because I know we've all had that when we've had clients for years, or you've been going to somebody for years. So let's just start with the bond between the hairstylist and the client. What makes it so special? I like to think of it as an unspoken contract. When you sit in that chair, you're handing over more than your hair. You're handing over your trust. The stylist role extends far beyond the technical skills of cutting, coloring, or styling. They become your confidant, your cheerleader, and sometimes even your life coach. Let's break it down. First, there's physical proximity. When was the last time you sat close to someone, allowing them to touch your hair, your head, and sometimes even your face? There's an inherent vulnerability in that. It creates a sense of intimacy that naturally opens up the door for deeper connections. Then there's the psychological aspect. Hairstylists are working on one of the most visible parts of your identity, our hair. How we style it often reflects who we are or who we want to be. For some people, it's their crown of confidence. For others, it's a canvas for reinvention. When you're in the chair, you're not just talking about hair. You're talking about how you see yourself, how you want the world to see you. And it's not just a one-way street. Hairstylists often share their lives too. There's a mutual exchange that builds trust over time. This bond can become so strong that many clients stick with the same stylist for years, even decades. Let me share a story to illustrate this. Or if you have a story, you can put it in the comments. Like I've been doing hair for many, many years, and a lot of the uh, clients that have come in, I've been doing them their lifestyle. So they came in as a kid, and then I did it when they went to high school, then when they went to college, and then when they get to having their own families and they got married, and the cycle again, as I say, and then unfortunately doing their you know, hair for their funerals or their loved ones or their parents. So we have people coming. So, hey, Jody Renee, who's good morning for West Virginia. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this topic. So, if you don't know Jody, Jody is self-care behind the chair with Jody. So I'll give you a shout out there. So great to interact. So let's continue with today's topic, hairstylist, the unsung therapist. So we all know we've been to one, and we all know that we we need one, we are one, so that sort of thing. So and it can be an emotional toll on a lot of us. So let's kind of flip the script a little bit. So let's talk about the other side of the chair, the hairstylist. Oh, here we have another one. So, one of my favorite people. So, we have Kimberly Loomis. So, good morning, Mr. Brad. Thank you. I love the name Mr. Brad, which I went for by many years in the shop. I used to be called Mr. Brad. Um, and so, with um, if you want to free your mind, you want to free your mind education with Kimberly Loomis. So if I keep talking, then I'm going to, oh, yes, it's like home week. So we all know each other. You can feel the love and that sort of thing. So we want to go deep today. We want to have fun and we want to have interaction. But if I keep talking to you guys, we'll never get through this episode. So let's kind of flip the script. Okay. So we talked a little bit about clients. What about the hairstylist? So if we flip the script, the hairstylist perspective, it's a hair. If you're a hairstylist listening to this, you probably know exactly where I'm going with this. Being a confidant comes with its own set of challenges. This concept has a name: emotional labor. It's the effect. It's the effort required to manage your own emotions while still caring for someone else's. Hairstylists perform emotional labor every single day, often without even realizing it. They're listening to clients' problems, offering support, and trying to maintain a positive professional demeanor all at the same time. But there's the thing: hairstylists are human too. They have their own lives, their own stresses, their own emotional limits. When every client is pouring their heart out to them, it becomes overwhelming. This can be known as empathy burnout. So I don't know if anybody listening has experienced that, where you just have burnout and you don't know why, when you're kind of taking on everybody's energy and that sort of thing. So to give you an idea what it looks like, let me share another story. So basically, you have a client that's coming in all the time and constantly complaining. Nothing is ever right, but they'll never go to anyone else, but they're always dumping on you. So something we kind of have to do is set up a no dumping zone. One for the stylist: don't dump on your client because they're paying for your time. And also, two, be respectful as a client to your hairstylist, not to just be a dump, that dumping, this happened. Yes, it's nice to share, but let's see what the hairstylist can do for you. What's in their toolbox? What kind of things can they do to bring you joy and alignment and things like that? So we know that we've all struggled with how to manage emotional weight of listening to clients while dealing with our own personal challenges, or maybe even sought help. You need to set boundaries or find ways to recharge. And that a lot is with self care. Self care is so amazing that it's one of these things that you don't think. It's not always just a glass of wine and bubble baths. Sometimes it's really about setting boundaries, being authentic to yourself. So, a lot of times when you're not authentic, that's when you experience burnout. So, what can be done? So many stylists have found ways to set boundaries by still being supportive. For example, some use subtle cues to shift the conversation to lighter topics when they're feeling emotionally drained. Others carve out time for self care, knowing that they can't pour from an empty cup. And you always need to reserve your how can you give to others when you're empty yourself? It's the same. How can you give love when you don't have any in yourself or for yourself? So if you're a stylist, know this: it's okay to protect your own mental health. You're not just serving your clients, you're also serving yourself by taking care of your well being. So if you're just joining us, we're doing an episode here live called Hairstylists, the Unsung Therapists. I know this is a good one that people are going to enjoy, that maybe we'll discuss some things you never thought of, and it's really all about connection. So why does this dynamic exist in the first place? Why do we feel so comfortable opening up in the stylist chair? I think it comes down to something universal: the human desire to be heard. In today's fast paced world, genuine connection can be hard to find. We're all carrying around our own stress, our own stories, and sometimes we just need someone to listen without judgment. For many people, their hairstylist becomes that person. So remember, if you're a stylist, sometimes you are that person for someone. you know so there's that saying too, with the dog, that you know to someone, the you may be the world for to someone, but someone may be your world. So it's the same sort of thing. Somebody may only know you. Some people, that's their outing. For some older people, some people that if they don't have connection, you're the person that they see. So that weekly hair set or that comb out, you're the person that they come to. You're the person that they connect with. You're their friend, even though they come every few weeks. You're the one that kind of is the therapist for them. So in a way, the stylist chair is a microcosm of therapy. So it's a place where we feel seen and valued, where someone is focused solely on you for that set period of time. The act of grooming is inherently nurturing, and it creates an environment where people feel safe. So, anybody listening, is your environment a safe place? Are you doing 5 clients at the same time? Or when a client pays for your time, you're 100% focused on that client for that time? Interestingly, some stylists, hairstylists, even pursue training in counseling or psychology because they recognize therapeutic nature of their work. When we first started, we weren't just hair barbers, were actually doctors way back when. So we were actually the ones that use the leeches to get the stuff out, get the disease out, so that's why it's fair to say now that's what we're doing. So when they talk to us, we're getting the stuff out. We're drawing the best them out of them. We're getting all their stress, their trauma, their like that sort of thing that's coming. So we have a thing from Jody. A therapist once told me that when you're sitting in a stylish chair, you're forced to look at yourself in the mirror. That causes us to become introspective, which is so true, because how many people use that mirror as a reflective tool? So when you're talking to your client, are you talking to the reflection of them in the mirror, or are you actually facing them at their level and talking to them? There's a big difference, because most of us are behind the chair. We're not actually looking at our client. We think we are, but we're actually just looking at the reflection in the mirror, which is not actually them. It's a reflection of them. It's an interpretation of them. And that's where some people come to be introspective, because what happens when there's a breakup? Most will cut their hair short. They want a new look. You're there for that. There's something going on. So when they're looking in a mirror, when they're behind the cape, they don't move. So they have to look at themselves. And a lot of times, most people don't like looking at themselves, and you're the one there that is recreating them or embodying them or empowering them with their new look, who their identity is, who their authentic self is. There's more power that we have to us that we don't even realize. It's not just there to color, to cut, to perm, to highlight, to do a quick blow dry, things like that. There's so much more. There's even initiatives to teach hairstylists how to recognize signs of mental health struggles in their clients and connect with them as resources. Another great training to take is for domestic violence. If you haven't, there's a lot of great courses where you get certified online, which I think is one thing we should also be able to do too, is know when there's signs. Because sometimes a client won't always tell you, but they'll say, with their signs, and it's how well you as a hairstylist can read people. So let's be clear though, hairstylists aren't licensed therapists, and they shouldn't be expected to fill that role. So make sure that any information you're giving out, you are not a licensed provider. So make sure that, either send them to somebody who's licensed, network of the pool of people in your town that you can connect with that say, hey, I would like to refer my clients to you, and vice versa. It's a great way that is a win-win-win for everyone. I don't believe in win-win. I believe in win-win-win. It always has to be a trifecta that everybody wins, not just one person wins, two people, but everyone wins, sort of thing. And they love to provide a unique kind of support that complements traditional therapy, a safe, casual space to talk to and be heard. So if you kind of imagine your salon as the hub for the town, because everybody in town, where are they going to go? They all go to the salon. They don't always go to, you know, the dentist. They don't always go to the doctor. They don't always go to the dry cleaners, but they always need, for the most part, their hair done. They need hairstylists when the times are good. They need hairstylists when the times are bad. They need hairstylists when they mess up their hair. You know what I mean? So they always need you for something. So if you're just tuning in, again, we were having a kind of little talk here about, you know, hairstylists as therapists. So if you'd like to chime in, say hi. If you're watching live, put live in the comments. If you're watching the replay, put the replay in the comments. And yeah, I'd love to hear from the people listening. What are your views? Do you feel like a therapist at the salon? Do you Did you do anything to learn special skills with dealing with people or different conversations, or how to divert certain things? Yeah, I'd like to know. I'd like to hear, and let's kind of connect, sort of thing, and what's kind of happening with you guys. And would you like to know more about this topic? We're going more in depth. Do you feel stressed out? Do you feel burnt out? You know what I mean? So we're just kind of it's been going quite quickly, sort of thing, but today is kind of we definitely want to go deeper, but we're kind of wrapping up today's episode. I want to take a moment to celebrate hairstylists. So you're not just cutting hair, you're lifting spirits, building confidence, and creating a space where people feel safe to be themselves. And that's no small thing. To our clients out there, let's take a moment to appreciate hairstylists in our lives. The next time you're in the chair, take a second to say thank you, not just for the haircut, but the way they've listened, supported, encouraged you over the years. Support your stylist not only in tips, but also in kindness. If you're a stylist, I hope today's episode reminded you of the incredible impact you have on your clients. What you do matters, and what work goes far beyond hair, but also lifts spirits. If you're a stylist, reflect on your role and the impact you have. So, anybody listening, do you believe that you're impacting your fellow colleagues, your clients that are coming in? Are you inspiring even yourself every day? You really want to, reflect on your role and the impact that you have. If you're a client, share a thank you story about your stylist on social media with a specific hashtag, which I'm starting. So it's hashtag stylist therapist. So before we go, we have, yep, so Jody's here. So it's, I've taken several psychology classes and can you continue to read about the topic. I always make sure to tell people that's my personal opinion based on my limited knowledge. But say some people think they have limited knowledge, but always you know something a little bit more than somebody else. So if you're one step, two step, three steps ahead, you're always there and somebody can always learn something from you. I just did a class with Jody on the Beautifully Yours salon. They have a monthly membership and Jody was teaching on there. She was teaching a lot about self-care and I learned a lot of things that we don't really think about. You know what I mean? Yeah, we want self-care and take care of our clients, but what are we actually doing in that couple of minutes we may have for ourselves? Like it's amazing. I mean, I'd love to have Jody on, maybe on the podcast to kind of talk about that. Obviously, Kimberly Loomis as well. Maybe we can do a group thing, who knows? But there's so many great people out there with about, you know, self-care, about freeing your mind, about getting rid of these traps and things that you're in, you know, sort of thing, because we think we're the therapist for the client, but sometimes as we're helping them, we're really helping ourselves. I have many people found that just by helping with someone, you feel better, you feel lighter, you feel more engaged in the day and that sort of thing. So Kimberly says yes. So that's you know, so if you don't follow Free Your Mind Education, make sure you do. I'm not here to plug these people, but I know these people personally, and they're such incredible individuals that I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't follow them. So that's my little unpaid plug. So, and then Jody's, I'm in, and Jody as well. So, you know, self care behind the chair with Jody. So make sure to follow her on Facebook, Instagram, which I'm sure Kimberly is as well, for Your Mind Education. So we're kind of going on here. So you guys enjoying this podcast? I know we're all busy and it's holiday time. That's why I'm kind of keeping it tight. But I just wanted to share with you guys because I haven't been on for a bit. And I don't do that many solo. It's funny, I don't do that many solo podcasts. I always have a guest, but usually they're always the highest rated. Not to say that they're all good, and they are, sort of thing. So, but again, yeah, we want to do a specific hashtag. So hashtag stylist therapist. So we want to get a movement kind of going. Yeah. So before you go, I have a little challenge for you. So if you have a story about how your stylist or your client impacted your life, or another hairstylist impacted your life, share it on social media with a hashtag um, stylist therapist, all one word. Let's spread some love and recognition for those unsung heroes. So, yep, I'll keep that one coming up. So, if you would love to delve deeper into the topic, I've created a full line of apparel because I'm known as the implementer, and this is what I do. So, I have a full line of apparel, pet clothing, phone accessories, curtains, bed, like everything you can imagine. So that also journals, also books, and a mastermind program which I'm releasing very shortly, called "I'm Not Just a Stylist, I'm a Therapist with Scissors." So this is a collection for hairstylists. So if it's something you're interested in, put yes in the comments, and then we'll say, so a special thank you. So thank you for all you do. Brad, you make the industry better. I think I'm one of these people. I like to encourage and I lift other people up, but when it comes to me, I always think I can do more or I can do better. So I don't really take compliments as well as I should. But I think that's our goal in life, is to always kind of be better, improve ourselves. The only person we need to compete with is just ourselves. Like, I've learned so much from Kimberly. I've learned so much from Jody. If anybody else is on here, I'd love to put you on. There's so many great mentors out there, because even mentors have mentors. You know, even teachers have teachers, even speakers, you know, have somebody that shows them how to do that better, sort of thing. So then, yeah, we have Jody who's back. Love you, Brad. So love you, Kimberly. So we're already feeling the love, because when we get together, synergy happens, electricity happens, or it's the caffeine that happens, Celsius. But who knows? And I've got a cart full of swag, which is great. Jody's been investing in me, so I invest in people as well. So with books, with programs, I like to under promise, over deliver, which I think we should all do in our salons as well. Don't say I'm the greatest stylist ever. Look at all my awards, blah blah blah. You're hyping them up to a level that if you can't deliver, they're going to be disappointed, and then you're causing trauma, which you don't realize, and then they'll need therapy. So so get back on track. So we have the apparel. So it's called I'm Not Just a Stylist, I'm a Therapist with Scissors collection. So you want the t-shirt, you want the apron, you want the clock, you want the whatever. It's all available for you. I'll leave it in the comments. Something new I have as well on Amazon. So you can grab a copy of my new paperback book. It's in digital form and in paperback, and soon out in hardcover, plus in lots of new kind of stuff happening as well. It's called The A to Z of Salon Professional Self-Care. It's a great resource. So you start with the letter A all the way to letter Z. I like it that people will take each chapter, take a week with each chapter, read it, do the lessons, and the transformations that you'll get is incredible. I also have, which I'm launching right now, which even the people watching don't even know. I have a whole series now of coloring books for adults for stress cosmetologists. So that's coming out, and it's going to be so exciting with so just watch my page, watch here with the exciting titles we have. So the benefits of coloring books for adults is incredible as far as changing your mood, better cognitive function. There's so much, and that sort of thing. It's not here just to plug me, but sometimes I have to. I don't do it enough, but I have to let people know the resources we have. Lots of them are free, um, you know, uh, or a minimal investment, that sort of thing, because I want to make sure that everybody can afford to get what they need. As I say, like Jody said, the free swag and things like that. So it's never just oh, so actually, so I have it. I actually bought it before I met you. I came home after the expo and thought, "Holy cow, I just met this guy. Wow, I didn't even know that." And this show is not about me. So if you're watching my normal podcasts, they're never about me. They're always about empowering the guests, and that's what it's all about, because I'm not one to talk about myself, which I think is always a good tool. Always be a better listener than a talker. You'll learn more listening than you will speaking, sort of thing. So, wow, that's cool. You learn something new every day. I'm even learning, you know? So it's like, yeah, I can't wait to meet my peeps again. Your vibe is your tribe. So one other thing that I did on YouTube that's absolutely free. So I did a 12 if you want to kind of go deeper, you can watch my 12-part series plus a bonus episode on changing the hairdresser from the inside out on YouTube at Brad Celebrity Hairstylist, and also list the links in the comments. It's 12 episodes that kind of go from the total transformation of the stylist. I'm dealing with burnout, dealing with your authentic self, dealing with networking, dealing with, everything you can imagine, dealing with coworkers. So it's a 12-part series. Each episode is about 90 minutes. So they are kind of a little intense, but they're great to kind of watch and to listen to. And so also too, I want to hear from you. So if a show idea, and I know the people watching probably have a ton of ideas, or you want to be a guest, you can check out www.hairstylistempowermentpodcast.com. Click on the be a guest button, and then to be considered, you can also email me about show ideas, things like that, at Hairstylist Empowerment Podcast at Outlook.com. So today's episode has been brought to you by Beauty Industry Cruises, powerful education in beautiful destinations. And that's why I just say, what better way to get to meet people in person? Like we have all known everybody online or at shows, and it's always so busy, but you never get to meet them. You never get to sit down with them. You never get to break bread with them. You never get to connect with them. Like typing on, I think texting and is probably the biggest form of miscommunication because you don't get that intention, you don't get that same feeling that you do when you're on a ship. So, yeah, this is going to be exciting. So I'm going to jump over to, let's just kind of take a quick look at what it's all about. So we're all human. So we're just going to switch the background here. We're going to pop in a video and let's kind of check out what Beauty Industry Cruise is all about.
Discover a new way to enhance your beauty career with our exclusive beauty industry cruises. Imagine learning from top industry experts while sailing through breathtaking destinations. Our cruises offer hands-on workshops, inspirational talks, and the latest trends in beauty. Network with fellow beauty professionals, all while enjoying luxurious amenities and stunning views. Join us for an unforgettable experience that combines powerful education with beautiful destinations. Elevate your skills, grow your network, and create lasting memories. Don't miss out on this unique opportunity. Book your spot on the Beauty Industry Cruise today.
So that's exciting. So speaking of cruises, doing that, it's one of those days. I guess I'm a little bit overexcited, sort of thing. So we'll pop the background back on. So speaking of the cruises, there's one coming up January 2025. It's only a 2-night. So it's just a, hey, how you doing? Let's get to meet you. So I know some of us watching today are going to be on it, and it's going to be so much fun. It's great. It's kind of a different theme, though. It's like it's on Margaritaville at Sea, which is kind of a Jimmy Buffett theme, where you have cheeseburger in paradise. You have It's 5 o'clock somewhere bar. You have, if you're into country and western, there's a great country and western show. There's line dancing. There's all that kind of stuff, which, I don't normally do, but hey, why not go out of, your comfort zone? So Jody, yeah, I'm on the one next month. I'm already eyeing the one in August. So there's lots of itineraries, lots of new stuff coming actually to Beauty Industry Cruises that even my closest people don't even know that stuff is happening. So although I stay pretty quiet, I'm always creating. I'm always learning more. I'm always wanting things to share with people. So keep an eye on beautyindustrycruises.com. So things will be, and if you want to join the group, you can also, of the same name, there's a page and there's a group, so you can join and see what's happening as well. So yeah, we almost don't want to leave, but it's around 30 minutes, so which is kind of good. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and leave a review. We all need reviews. So on the page, the Facebook page, or any of that, it's always great to connect and know that you're loving what I'm doing, or if there's something that you want to hear or you want to see, that we can kind of move forward coming into the new year, doing that as well. So don't forget again to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform, leave a review. I'll see you next time. Until then, a reminder is a great haircut can change your look, but a great stylist can change your life. So as we head in the holidays, I have a little something special for you and your sugar plum dreams. So if you don't know already, I write and compose my own music. So this is something I kind of did for Christmas, in a funky kind of jazzy style. So I want to kind of share with you as we play out. And also too, on a final note, this will be my final note, is trying to line everything up here. Too many buttons, too many things. So this final note, a hairstylist doesn't just change your look, they change your outlook. So kind of think about that when you're reflecting back on this episode. So remember to get up, dress up, show up, and I'll see you next time. Or will I? Yeah, I'll see you next time on the next episode. Let's roll.
dancing under the mistletoe in the glow of lights that sparkle so. I've got dreams, I've got schemes wrapped up in my sugar plum dreams. Sugar plum dreams in the air tonight, with a jingle bell ringing, everything feels right. Candy cane wishes and starlight gleams. I'm lost in my sugar plum dream. Moving through the city streets with you beside me. Life so sweet, the world's aglow, just like it seems in the warmth of sugar plum dreams. Sugar plum dreams in the air tonight, with a jingle bell ringing, everything feels right. Candy cane wishes and starlight gleams. I'm lost in my sugar plum dreams. Dancing under the mistletoe in the glow of lights that sparkle so. I've got dreams, I've got schemes wrapped up in my sugar plum dreams. Sugar plum dreams in the air tonight, with a jingle bell ringing, everything feels right. Candy cane wishes and starlight gleams. I'm lost in my sugar plum dreams.